Welcome to the Midwest Game Nerds podcast. I'm your host, John, and here with me today is Brian.
Hey.
And Alex.
Hello.
While you're listening or even watching along, why not head over to MidwestPodcastNetwork.com/support. Check out all the various ways you can support us. At the support store, you can buy all kinds of cool stuff like t-shirts, hoodies, beer koozies. There's a donate button if you don't feel like buying anything. You can check out the Amazon affiliate link where when you buy things on Amazon, we actually get some of that money, which is pretty cool.
Money
and
is
it
good.
doesn't cost you anything other than what you buy from Amazon. And don't forget to rate and review us on your favorite podcatcher like iTunes or Stitcher Radio or Google Play Podcasts. We'd really appreciate that. The more you rate and review us, the higher up we climb the charts, the more people notice us, and that would be awesome. And as always, if you like what you hear, even if you don't, please do send us feedback via email at MidwestGameNerds@gmail.com or via Twitter at MGN Podcast. And don't forget to add us on Instagram at Midwest Game Nerds. Today's kind of a weird one. We're in between releases. We have Horizon Zero Dawn coming out this week, which is pretty cool. We also have the Nintendo Switch coming out on Friday, which I think we might try and do like an unboxing of sorts, maybe.
Or like a stream thing. Maybe
like,
not. Do you want to do it on Friday?
I'm down to do it Friday night. I know
Friday.
Brian can't, but I'm down to do it. And
mine might not show up on Friday.
I will leave mine sealed in the box if we want to do that, but if not, I'm going to break it out Friday night and play with
There's
it.
no way I want to leave it sealed. If it shows up, I'm good.
I mean, I don't know. I think
I could pretend I never opened it.
Friday night. Well, we'll talk about it.
We're all getting Switches.
We'll probably try to do something Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And we'll see what's going on.
So yeah, because we're in between releases, we're basically going to go over some game news today and maybe talk about Nioh some more. And I had a couple discussion questions maybe we might talk about for a second, which I think would be cool, but I don't think anyone's played anything other than Nioh. Oh wait, no, we beta tested, what is it?
Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah, I can't even remember the
Cocaine,
name.
the video game.
That's how much I didn't really care about it, I guess, because I couldn't even remember the fucking name. It's okay, I guess. Brian's descriptor when he's done picking his nose was that it's basically the Division cry.
Yes.
Which Far Cry Division combo.
It is. And it is considerably more fun playing with somebody. I played Zach for a while
earlier.
I
just played solo.
It's actually more fun to just screw around, though, and not actually play the way you should.
Yeah.
Blow up civilian cars and fun stuff like that. Or Zach.
The character models are awesome looking.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely... the textures for, like, everything else in the game are, like, okay right now. They're not the greatest, and I'm pretty sure they'll be better when the final release comes out. But the character models, like, they put a lot of work into them.
So tell me, what is this game? Is it it's a third-person shooter?
Third-person shooter.
Yeah.
You have the option of using third-person or first-person for when you pull up the iron sights, which is kind of cool. But it seems like the Division in jungles. So.
Well, we explored. There's like a different area that unlocks too, and it's all desert and stuff. It's pretty cool.
There's a few areas unlocked. The actual beta is huge.
Yeah.
Like there's a few hours that can be spent in it, and there's like specific missions like you can unlock based on what you do, and.
We found a tank too.
The world's massive. Like
that was fun.
It feels huge, which is really cool because like that's one of the things that I liked about Far Cry was like walking around. The game felt big. Like I didn't feel like running from A to B was like a short amount of time. Like
no, it was not. Not even driving.
Yeah, like driving took a while. So the game has that very large like open world feel to it, which is cool. Especially in a game where like. We thought the Division was going to be more open world than it actually ended up being. So to actually kind of have that this time around, I think is kind of cool.
The dynamic weather is really cool too.
I didn't experience any of that.
In the day-night cycle.
So how is it? So was Rainbow Six Siege kind of more like enclosed building-based kind of breach and clear type thing? Like what is the difference? Do either of you know what is the difference?
I didn't play Rainbow Six Siege, but I know that you played it for a half second, didn't you?
I know Zach was big into it.
No.
The
latest Rainbow Six.
I only played the beta, but yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how it's any different. I don't know. I don't really care that much. I've never been a big Ghost Recon kind of person.
Yeah,
I've always liked Rainbow Six better, and I was actually disappointed that they didn't come out with a Rainbow Six that had a campaign because I like the campaigns, but. Yeah.
But that's kind of the shift we've had in gaming in general is the competitive multiplayer. Like esports are becoming huge now. Like I was telling you guys earlier that I was looking on Kotaku, and it felt like every article was something about esports. Was there some huge competition this weekend I didn't know about, or like?
That's just where the money is.
Like literally every article was esports, and they were talking about all the various like so and so from this team is new, and he did this cool thing, but the other team fought back and won, and blah. And I'm reading these articles, and I'm like, this is all boring as hell. Like, so. Zach just popped in on Twitch. He said the GOAT special ops partner reporting for duty.
Yeah. Emphasis on special.
Special, yeah.
We had some pretty fun screw ups.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, I'm not paying full price for this game.
Yeah.
And I don't even like I don't even know if I'm gonna end up getting it at all. But if it comes out and there's a really great deal on it, like way down the line. Like,
Are we still talking about Ghost Recon?
Yeah, that's just kind of coming back to that.
I definitely decided I would maybe pick it up like when it's like half the price.
I definitely decided I would maybe pick it up.
Well,
that's the pull quote for the back of the box, Ubisoft.
The more you think about the statement itself, it really sinks in and feels good.
Yeah. A ringing endorsement from the Midwest Gamers
Midwest
podcast.
Gamers marketing division.
I would-
We're gonna have Brian hit all the marketing.
That's good.
No, I mean it's again. It looks like it's gonna be a very pretty game when it finally comes out. I think it is huge. Like I said, it has a big world feel, which is awesome. But in general, like it just, I don't know. I'm not feeling that game right now. And maybe that could just be because I literally can't stop thinking about Nioh, like nonstop. I'm obsessed with it.
I've had Nioh dreams.
Yeah, me too. And I've been like saving all of my boss fights on YouTube.
Me too.
So.
Yeah, I forgot to upload my other. It wasn't the boss. It was like the mid-stage boss.
Yeah, I have a few I need to post to the Facebook page.
Me too. I've been keeping a YouTube playlist, so if people want to check out some of our boss strategies and see how we do, and listen to me being exasperated at the end of every single boss fight that there is in the game, they can do that on our YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
But it's how I think looking at my save file, I think I've been playing for like 30 to 33 hours.
Oh, I haven't even. How do you even look that
I
up?
don't know.
You have to go like into the settings and look at the save file. It's in like the
like
title
go to
of the
like
save
load
file.
your game or whatever.
I don't know. You might be able to do it that way, but I was thinking I'd mostly just
I
from the PlayStation.
I have no clue. I just know because I had so much trouble fighting the first boss that I went through that same area at least 1,000 times.
Yeah, but
the best part about that is it never got boring. I just felt like I was getting better at it, and that's a really cool aspect of that game.
I was like on point killing that bird bitch at the end. After I just did that.
She's a bat bitch.
I did that boss for almost 2 hours straight. Like
she was a pain in the ass. That was a tough boss. The centipede was easy as fuck.
Yes, I just beat the centipede.
It took me long. Like the thing is, like I totally just like I was distance hitting him for a long time. Just like because it was very intimidating to run into him to begin with. But then when I finally started getting hits in, I'm like, why the fuck didn't I just start?
Yeah, that's the thing is that he came at me pretty quickly. This is the boss in the fifth stage, maybe.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
The fourth real mission.
Yeah, and so he just came after me and started attacking me, and I didn't like go anywhere. I was just like, oh, I can get some hits in right now, and then I realized that like he's not hitting me that hard.
Yeah.
So you can just sit there and hammer on him, and it wasn't a problem. That's one of 3 bosses that I've now beaten in one try.
He was I think it's because he's deceptive. Like he drops segments of his body as decoys to take your attention off of him.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying attention, like he will destroy you, without you even knowing it, because you're too busy like hitting his little body parts. But the game is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't stress it enough, and that's one of the things. Like that's one of the discussion things I wanted to talk about with you guys was people releasing these games early. and just get like it seems like the unfinished product has become the norm.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys think is like true? Like they're pushing out
Depends on
games
what
to start
company it
recouping
is.
costs right away, or like what's the deal with that?
Yeah, I think that some of it is trying to hit targets, and they set this target and they want to do it. Maybe they don't want to delay the game. Maybe they want to get the earnings in before the end of a quarter. Like that, I think that happens a lot because this is big business. Like,
Right.
Yeah, it makes I'm sure it makes a huge difference as to whether the company is like publicly like shared. Well,
publicly
they
held,
shareholder-
yeah, like on the
publicly
stock,
held, yeah.
yeah. But the Nioh's a case where I think it worked out pretty well because they did an alpha and a beta, and
Right.
like they took all of the feedback and incorporated everything that they like. There was people were talking about the change list after the alpha, and some of the people that were playing it were just kind of like, I don't even know if this is going to be a game that I want to play anymore by the time they make all these changes, because they felt like it was kind of softening it from what Dark Souls was. And they're like, clearly I like Dark Souls, so I want it to be hard. But then again, like I think this game's accessibility is I think it's a great thing. It's a great gateway into Bloodborne, which is a great gateway into the Dark Souls games. And I just think it all works very well.
Yeah.
But
it's funny you bring up Dark Souls again too. Even though I know we're talking about Nioh, but in my videos on YouTube, I have a bunch of my Dark Souls bosses,
Yeah.
and it just made me want to go back and play Dark Souls.
yeah, I mean,
I
there's
never
rumors.
recorded any of those.
There's a rumor about that they're going to try to bring the Dark Souls trilogy to the Nintendo Switch,
Oh,
which would be really cool.
yeah.
That would be enough for me to like sit down. Like now that I'm
Well, 'cause-
really into Nioh, I think I could really get
Well,
into some.
I hope they have firmware updates that extend the battery life, because that's the problem you're going to have with games like that is like people are going to want to sit there and play them for like hours on end. And
Yeah.
like if the battery only really lasts for 3 hours,
Well, we can.
like on a charge, like
I just purchased a USB-C cable that I can
Yeah.
plug into my USB 3.0 power bank and extend the
Did
battery
you,
life of my guy or of my Switch.
did you make sure that that cord is rated properly by the dude from Google who rates all the USB Type-C cords?
No, I guess I could take a look
Just
at
make
that.
sure it doesn't start a fire. That's all.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that before I use it. But
Zach and Pat are talking on Twitch.
yeah, what are they saying?
See,
Thanks for bringing this up, comment guru Brian.
Well, it's the hard thing is we're already in another discussion. The time
yeah, I
lapse
saw
is
it.
like,
It was just
Yeah, that's true. What are they saying?
let's see. So Pat says, is it weird to get games in a series that are similar, like Dynasty Warriors? That game always has the same storyline. And he's like, I mean, I don't buy it. LOL. And Zach goes, nah, Dynasty Warriors is legit. Ma Chao is where it's at. And then Mr. Bula, aka Pat, says, how many times does that kingdom split into 3 parts? Like 13 times now, I think. I'm just
well,
it's
and
just- I don't know. I'm always being a dick or something like that. Is what he's saying. I can't really.
I think they learned.
Oh, Lobu is always being a dick.
Oh. Lubu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it now.
I think they learned from that, and that they're like, we can't keep making the same game, so that's why they teamed together to make Hyrule Warriors, and they made the
Right.
Dragon Quest Warriors games, and there's going to be a Fire Emblem Warriors game, and there's like a One Piece one and a Naruto one.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's actually a Naruto one. I assume there is, but that's kind of they've learned that they need to branch out, and it's cool because now, like I have Hyrule Warriors, and it's a Dynasty Warriors game with Zelda,
Yeah.
but
kind of figured as much.
but it's so that I don't know where I was going with that, but
Also, Zach says that Rainbow Six Siege is amazing, though, to be honest. And Pat says that he will get Wildlands once it's in the bargain bin, even though it's higher tier than that. I get it. I don't.
No, Zach said
Maybe I just didn't play it enough. Oh yeah, Zach said that. Sorry, I got these mixed up. My bad, guys.
Yeah.
Pat says they made a Gundam Dynasty Warriors a while back too, and it's baller.
there you go, perfect.
Yeah, I
But-
mean it's kind of cool, I guess, when they're switching things up like that.
Yeah. If we want to get back to Nioh briefly, I I think One of the things that I'm a little bit frustrated with the game is that I feel like the skill tree is pretty obtuse in terms of like there are passive skills hidden all over all of the weapons, like things that will apply to all of the stances that are
Really?
yeah.
Hmm.
Because like there's things at the end of some of the axe stuff that will up your ki. There's things in the sword that give you life, and it's like 2 or 3 things deep. They're just noted as passive skills in the tree, and
But they affect all the
So
weapons.
as long as
they
you
affect
unlock
all the
them,
weapons, yeah.
it works.
And there's a few other ones that they generally tend to be not the passive skills, but there are some things that tend to be towards the top of the tree that are like if you certain things about like ki, like if you I forget. There's one at the top of the sword that looks like it'll apply to everything, and I'm pretty certain that it does. But that's the one thing that I wish that they could emphasize a little bit more. Like I feel like I need to
Well,
read
it should
somebody's
just
post
there should just
about it.
be a tree of skills for passive skills. Like just make it more
Yeah.
obvious that like these are passive skills.
Well,
that you can.
the thing is that I think they want to kind of like hide it behind some of the earlier skills.
No, but that's the thing. Like you can have it in its own tree of passive skills, but then say like you can't unlock this until you get rank 3 on this skill list or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like that makes more sense to me than like hiding it in there, because if they're making you choose specialized weapons right off the bat in the game to like up your skills or up your stats like based on the weapon
Yeah.
you choose, they need to kind of tell you that, hey, you kind of want to use all the weapons, but these ones that you're choosing as specials are the ones that are going to give you a stat boost. Like,
yeah. And I mean,
maybe it said that in the manual, which none of us read
Maybe.
anymore because games don't come with manuals now.
See, I'm not like that's the thing is that I don't think I'm currently hurting until like I'm level 52 or something, and
Yeah,
I
I'm up there.
don't think it's like lacking that I'm not aware of these things as of yet, but I could see it maybe late game being important. I don't
Right.
know, because a lot of these things it feels like you have to like.
Well, it kind of makes sense though, because I feel like I'm at a point right now where I can't unlock anything in the skill trees I want to.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done a mission yet that I need to do.
Yeah.
But I've got like 15 skill points ready to go, and it's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with these? So it kind of makes sense that like maybe I should put a sword on and like try and build that skill tree out a little more, or like maybe I should try using the Kasuragama. Is that right? Kasuragama.
Kusurigama, yeah.
You should try to use it because it's awesome.
I did. I kind of like it, and I like the speed of it, but I just felt like it didn't hit hard enough for what I wanted to do.
It does not hit that hard enough. The axes hit the hardest by far.
And yeah, like that's why I'm loving the axes, because I feel like I can run through that first level and one shot everything because I know how to sneak up on them right now. I know just exactly where to pinpoint and get them, which is awesome. And plus, I'm wearing all like archer armor.
So you're
So-
super lightweight.
I'm super lightweight and my bow is super strong, so I can headshot most of the yokai in one go, and it's not an issue. I can headshot humans in one go, no problem.
Yeah, my agility is like rated A
Yeah.
because the equipment weight's like 23% or
Yep.
something.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You can
So-
dodge all day.
But the nice thing is, and the cool thing about it is that there is that item that you can buy, the book or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna
Where
ask
you can respec. I haven't
Does it
decided to respec yet.
respec everything, like the skill tree and the stats.
I think from the item description, that's what it seems like it does.
Okay, that's
I think
cool.
it does.
10,000 is nothing. I have so much gold. I don't know what the hell to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I have started, and that's the other stuff that I want to know more about, and I don't know if I'm
The
doing it right.
crafting is very confusing to me.
And the soul forge, what is it? Soul matching. Soul matching.
Yeah.
I've started to do that where I'm like, okay, I have this weapon that I've been using and I like the attributes that it has, but I have something more powerful, or I have an axe that I've been using, but I found some dual swords that are way higher level.
Mhm.
Then I can feed that into my axe and make it more powerful. But I wish I had a little bit more understanding about that. So there's a lot to learn with this game, and I feel like I'm getting there. But
Yeah.
the skill tree and then like crafting. Like I don't know why crafting is good. Yeah.
I can't craft anything that's actually worth a damn.
Well,
so.
some of the sub missions give you
Blacksmith texts. Yeah.
Exactly.
And, yeah. So
I do like the what do they call it? Where you can combine weapons.
yeah, soul rematching.
soul matching.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because then I had a set of twin swords that I.
Yeah, I just said this. You were talking on Twitch.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I had a set of twin swords that I really liked, and I wanted to up their level. So
But you got an axe that was more powerful.
No, I had another set of twin swords that had lesser abilities to them. I didn't know you can use different weapons.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought it was.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool though.
yeah, because I would get either spears or dual swords that are more powerful, and I don't care about using those at all.
Yeah.
So then I would just go and feed those into my axes. Thanks, Brian. Good job.
That's all right.
But
messed with the video a little bit.
It's a shaky cam.
this episode is
Trying to
directed
add,
by Paul Greengrass.
Trying to add dramatic effect to John's monologues.
Pat jumped in about Nioh saying, "Can you just decide to return to Ireland and just read about the War of Good and Evil from a pub in Dublin?" Because we were talking about how.
Or is Irish?
Well, no. So Pat and I were having a conversation earlier about Far Cry, and he was saying how he only played like 20 minutes of Far Cry 4, and I said you can beat the game in the first 10 minutes if you just wait. You wait for what's his nuts to come back and get you, and then he takes you to your mom's grave, and the game's done. Roll credits. He didn't believe me. I was like, it's true. Trust me. Like, so he's like, I'm gonna go back and do that. He wanted us to discuss other games that we think should have opt-out endings. So like, you don't actually have to play the game. You can just kind of give up. So I don't know if you have any other ideas, but that was his for Nioh. Is that William just goes back to England or wherever and like just kind of reads about it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. It wouldn't be as much fun.
No.
I feel like Kojima would do that in Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, there's probably one thing where it's like, if you pass X amount of days without doing anything in the open world, then because do you remember Metal Gear Solid 3? There's a boss fight against the sniper.
Yeah, where it's like it's like a 3-hour boss fight.
It takes about an hour, or it can take longer depending on how terrible you are at the game. But the thing about it is that you could there was a time trigger in it where if you waited a certain amount of time, he would die of natural causes.
Because the dude was old as hell, right?
Yeah, because he's really old. So what you could do is you could set the internal clock forward, and then you wouldn't have to fight him. Because you could just load up the game, and then there's a sequence that plays when you load up the game of Snake stumbling upon his body, just laying there in the ground.
That's crazy.
And so that's the kind of thing, like, Kojima's probably...
Right, there's probably some easier way to beat Metal Gear. I mean, no one's just figured it out.
Yeah.
The one Pat and I Pat brought it up was in Resident Evil 7, you can just go home. Like, you drive, you get out of your car, and you're just like,
nope.
Fuck this bitch. And you, like, get back in your car, turn around, and go home.
She's probably dead anyway.
And the game's over. Like, that's like an ideal. That's, like, real. That would be a real thing, because anybody in their right fucking mind would, like, roll up to this, like, shack and be like, she's been gone for 3 years. I've already kind of moved on, and then just like turn around and go home. Like,
I mean, it'd be fun if they programmed some more of these things. Then, like, I know that Far Cry did it, but it'd be cool if they thought about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Pat's saying you have to like opt out at the very beginning of the game. So like in Destiny, the ghost wakes you up. He's like, I've been looking all over for it. And you're like, nah, man, I'm good. And like crawl back into the ground and die.
Aren't you in the trunk of a car or something?
I don't even know. You're just in the car graveyard. Like, he's been looking for you, and you're just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good right here, man. The world's done. Cash out.
Yeah, I don't know what else would be.
The Division. In the Division, they're like, oh, this virus is broken out, and you're like, I'm out of here, peace. And you just fucking leave. Like,
yeah, you just stay in Brooklyn. You never go over to.
Like, I'm not gonna. Nah, I'm good. I'm good here. I've been activated. I'm gonna take a smoke break and think about it for a minute. Like, what other games? I think this is kind of funny.
Doom Guy. What would Doom Guy do just to finish Doom?
I don't know.
What are you looking at, Brian?
Yeah,
what's the problem? Are there ghosts?
It freeze on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fucking YouTube.
Oh well.
I don't know how Doom started.
Doom Guy gets resurrected. He gets like pulled out of his like tomb thing. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe he just gets back in the thing and closes it. I don't know.
That's dumb.
I don't know. This maybe we have to think on it and come back next week.
I think it's a good one.
I think we should.
That's a good idea
on this topic a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like the way it's like Metal Gear Solid 1. It's like, okay, if you never do anything at the beginning of the game, then they never get the PAL key to unlock the Metal Gear, so then it never goes anywhere.
Yeah, so you can
Like-
just go and snap a couple of Russian dudes' necks and go home.
Yeah. The army comes in and destroys Liquid Snake, and
Right.
everything's over. And there's not 4 more Metal Gear games.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Well,
He says, I mean, you can do it in Bethesda games. Dragons are coming back, and you alone can stop them as they watch you walk off into the distance catching butterflies.
I saw somebody had a great GIF of the beginning of Skyrim where the prisoner in front of you gets beheaded, and then the dragon shows up, but then the dude who got beheaded stands up with no head and starts like fighting, like he runs after it to like start fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Zach's saying, what do you guys think of the Nioh PvP system being added in April? Then he asks, will it be as broken as Dark Souls, or does it have more potential?
As somebody who never partook in Bloodborne or Dark Souls in terms of the PvP, I don't know. We still haven't really done that. We haven't done any
Brian
co-op.
and I did co-op.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And it was fun.
Were you like
It was
helping?
really easy.
So you had to finish the.
One of us has to have finished the mission.
So he could call you in to do the co-op. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. No, it was fun. It was definitely way easier with multiple people.
I'm sure.
I think the PvP will be cool because it's kind of Bushido Blade, it takes more than one hit to kill people, but it's I don't know if they're gonna have what kind of matchmaking there's gonna be, or what if there is matchmaking, if it's level based or like skill point.
Well, I guess the one thing, Zach, you can't like transform into a chair, as far as I understand, in this game, so you're not gonna have those kinds of things. Yeah, there's one of the Dark Souls games you could transform into a chair where people could just run past
Dark
you.
Souls 3.
That's hilarious.
I think you can do it in all of them.
I don't know.
Awesome.
But
this dude.
I gotta say, there's nothing broken about Nioh, so I have good.
I have pretty good faith in that it's gonna be worthwhile.
PvP will be.
I hope they work it out in some way. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be interested in doing it or not, because that's just like high stress for me.
I'll probably get really pissed off at it.
The other nice thing,
fight each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Did you guys have you checked your boons?
No.
Did you get the golden armor?
I got the Nioh armor and I got the red armor.
Oh, there's actually stuff there now?
Yeah, well, the crimson one, because you bought it early enough, you should have been emailed a code.
I don't think I was.
Well, that sucks, because then you can get the crimson armor. But I haven't really looked at it to see if it's any good. Most of it's heavier than my archer stuff, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't use anything above light armor anymore.
Yeah, but because they just crossed 1 million sales worldwide, they gave everybody gold armor, and you also get you get a smithing text for it too, so you can make
so you can make it higher level or whatever as you progress.
Cool.
Yeah, but
the Nioh armor looks dope. Like, you look fucking awesome in the Nioh armor.
Where did you buy it? You got it on Amazon, right?
Yeah,
maybe that was an Amazon exclusive.
Could have been. I got the Nioh armor and I got the crimson armor.
The crimson armor was a pre-order, not a pre-order, but it's an early bonus where they extended it through some point in March.
The crimson armor gives you these like really sweet like stag,
Yeah.
It's not Valentine's Day themed.
No, it's sweet looking, but the Nioh armor is like straight up like Onimusha.
That's cool.
Looking samurai armor. Like, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would have been. I guess it's not. Capcom did Onimusha. I know we brought that up last time. Like, this game could have easily been an Onimusha game, but.
I was thinking of the movie. Isn't there a movie called that?
I don't think so.
Pat says on a technical note, you guys got some kind of pan phase thing going on when I wear headphones. Like, Alex is panned to the left and John is to the right, but the mic bleed makes it sound like a phase effect. But through desktop speakers, it sounds fine.
Huh.
I don't know what's going on with that, man.
So you mean on the MP3?
No, I think he's talking about the feed.
Right now.
Here. That's strange. I'll have to look into that. Thanks, Pat.
Yeah, thanks for the info.
Technical note. Anything else about Nioh that we want to talk about?
I just think it's a really great game, and I can't stress enough to people that like buy this game.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I mean, I wasn't even planning on buying it, but then I sat and played your rental copy, and I was just sold on it. I needed to have it, and that's basically all I want to play.
I wasn't planning on buying it until Best Buy did the $25 off with Visa checkout thing, and then I was like, well, there's a bunch of stuff I want to buy. I might as well throw it in there.
It's just so good. Like,
combat's just so much more fun to me than the Dark Souls and the Bloodborne combat.
Yeah, it's faster paced and like
But everything,
it feels more strategic almost. Like I don't know, and it's really fluid.
Well, with the stances and everything, that seems to add. And I don't know how much I've been experimenting with that more.
Like I'm switching stances on the fly, like based on like the proximity to the enemy, or if they're like.
I'm not quite that far ahead. I'm not like doing that yet, but I'm now just opening up to the sword because I unlocked a skill that allows you to end a combo with a strong hit that then you backflip off of.
That's sweet.
It's awesome. Like it's so great to get it because you can do 2 quick like softer hits.
Yeah.
And then you do the heavy to then end the combo and jump out. And I feel pretty invincible with it pretty much.
That's sweet.
Yeah, the Kasurigama has all kinds of crazy special moves.
Yeah.
Zach says Snake crawls back under his box and never comes out.
It's pretty good.
That's his opt-out.
Someone finds his bones under the box.
Awesome.
No, it's an eye patch and a cigar. He just disappears.
What else was I gonna say? There was one other thing I was gonna say about Nioh.
Oh, someone beat it in
2 hours.
2 hours. That's what I was.
That's nuts.
I don't understand that.
Kotaku said that it took them 20 hours to beat it for their review, which still
They must
20
be.
hours.
I mean,
seems like
if you skip submissions and you're
just
good at Souls
you
games,
just mainline it and you have that aptitude for Souls games. Like maybe I can see that working, but 2 hours? Like, are you kidding me? Like
that's some like awesome games done quick shit where they must have like found a bug that like skipped them right to the end.
I mean, I can read the article real fast.
I mean, I like to look for all the items and all the little dudes that
all the
hang out on
Kodama guys and all that stuff.
He completes all of the main story missions with a time of 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 51 seconds.
Wow.
As of this publication, it is a current world record. How did he do it? One of the biggest equalizing factors are magical talismans. Nioh allows players to craft a variety of powerful spells, including a devastating sloth spell that slows bosses to a crawl.
Yeah, but you can't get that until late in the game. Like there's some
maybe there's New Game Plus or something like that. Like,
but then that doesn't count.
Why not? Why wouldn't it?
I just
starting the game with
the magic.
Stacking armor debuffs and sloth on the enemy distortion 2 combines it with elemental buffs and the use of dangerous carnage talisman, which grants him a powerful attack, increases the cost of lowering his defense. Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
so he built the game.
Pat says if the next episode is about Nioh, I'm going to need to get a PS4.
No, it's gonna.
Sold one.
It's gonna be about Horizon Zero Dawn, which will also mean you have to get a
Pat,
PS4.
actually, if you want a PS4, I'll sell you mine because I'm going to get a Pro.
So, I think I didn't have my Pro last time we recorded, did I?
I
have a Pro now.
Yeah,
it's nice.
That's good.
I like how quiet it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sell you my Pro, and I'll sell it to you.
No, it's not a Pro.
Or no, I'll sell you my regular, and I'll give you my copy of Nioh. You can have both of them, because I'm going to buy a Pro, and then I'm just going to digitally download.
Is Brian still going to kiss this one?
Yeah, Brian can kiss it. He can leave little tiny, like, Brian lips on it. Pat says I'll trade you a baby for it. Pat, I don't want your baby.
No.
Yeah, Nioh's good.
It's just a fucking great game. It's a really great game.
And it's so on the left wing from it, like I was not expecting it at all.
I mean, I know we're like really early in the year. It's my favorite game.
It'll be in the discussion at the end of the year.
Oh, for sure. You know? For sure. No questions asked.
Unless things are not, well, there's 2 more games coming out this week that are maybe going to be in that discussion.
What other? Oh,
Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn's been getting awesome reviews. People are super happy with it.
Pat says, I'll trade you a baby for it. He has all my money.
It's good.
Pat, I'll sell it to you cheap, dude. Well, let's talk after the episode.
Stop kicking things, Brian.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for 55 episodes. Then this is the one episode that you've kicked it the most.
I think I usually sit back further.
That's fine. You can move your microphone.
Yeah, you don't have a camera on yours.
You just put half of your face on the left side of the screen. Anyway. Yeah. Horizon's getting good reviews. I'm excited for it. I'm not excited for the fact that there's 2 gigantic open world games coming out this week because I don't have the time for that.
I kind of forgot about how Zero Dawn comes out on Tuesday, and
it's getting
stupid awesome reviews too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited.
I'm still thinking about Nioh It's not.
There's a lot of games. It's a good
Uh,
time to play video games.
Yeah, there's usually not this much this early in the year.
Yeah.
Man, maybe I should just like get a new job so I have more money to buy video games.
It works
Yeah,
out great.
okay,
for
I
me.
love my job if anybody from work is listening. That's okay.
Yeah. Do we want to do some news?
Yeah, let's talk about some news. Fuck it. Let's get into it.
It's something that I don't necessarily know that we care about too much because I don't think any of us have played this game. But the long rumored and awaited sequel to Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor has maybe been revealed.
Oh yeah, that leak
as
at Target.
Target.com leaked Middle Earth: Shadow of War available on August 22nd, which could easily change by then.
Yeah.
But that's been something that's been talked about since that game came out 4 years ago.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's probably due for a sequel.
people get excited. I remember people being like, "Oh man, the Nemesis system is going to be the next thing that everybody copies, like the Batman."
And nobody has.
Like the Batman thing, and nobody's done it yet. So that's cool. Other news includes ZeniMax is seeking an injunction on top of their $500 million judgment against Oculus to prevent the sale of Oculus products. So there was that big.
Yeah, they
ZeniMax thought that
already won.
Yeah, they won. They won because like John Carmack basically like they thought that John Carmack had like stolen stuff from them to then go and work
with Oculus.
Work with Oculus and making VR, and they won kind of. I don't know. It's a really weird judgment. They're like they won, but they also didn't. I don't know. It was strange. But anyway.
They did, but they didn't.
On top of winning that $500 million, they want to try and stop Oculus products from being sold until probably some agreement is reached.
Right.
Of like a, hey, we get X% of sales or something. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
PlayStation VR.
PlayStation VR has sold 915,000 units.
Which has exceeded Sony's expectations.
Well, it will exceed Sony's expectations. They were expecting 1 million units sold by the middle of April, and it sounds like they're pretty confident that they're going to be.
Yeah, especially because I think it was in Sweden or Germany that somebody took a picture and posted on Reddit of a surplus of PSVR units just sitting there. Like, it looked like 3 high by 4 wide, maybe
ship
or 12. Maybe
surplus units over here.
It was like about 50 units, like just chilling on a table in a Best Buy.
It's like all the pros I see when I go to Best Buy.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna go buy one.
There's still people are still lining up and grabbing vouchers in Japan to get PSVRs.
It's so crazy.
They
It's so awesome.
line up out the door because they know a new shipment's coming, and then they hand out the tickets. Like that's still a thing that's happening out there. So, awesome.
And they'll probably be waiting for vouchers for the Switch next.
Yeah, maybe. But the weird thing about it, like there's a like data collector called Super Data or something like that who puts out projections for sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were expecting like 2.6 million of PSVR sold by the end of 2016, which like was stupid. And then in November they're like, we think it's going to be a lot less than this now. It's only going to be 750,000 in 2016. It's like, that sounds realistic. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what they were thinking. But, so that I think that came out and everybody was like, oh man, VR's dead. But it sounds like Sony is pleasantly surprised and happy with it. And I hope that leads to more announcements at E3 and GDC and stuff like that. GDC's coming soon. March? It might be in March. But yeah. So, that's awesome for PSVR.
It's super awesome because just
a good product.
VR in general, I want to see more, and I think with Resident Evil doing as well as it did, and these numbers coming back the way they are, I think you're going to start seeing more. And I was in part of my conversation with Pat earlier, I was talking about how Ubisoft used to be this innovator in games. Like the first Assassin's Creed was a game changer, like no pun intended, but totally intended. It created a stealth game where you weren't hiding in shadows. The stealth was you hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
That was new. It had great narrative, which was sweet. Assassin's Creed 2, an even better narrative, and more research went into the history of that game and everything, and the historical context of everything, which is awesome.
And I think that game basically cemented the foundation in which all other Ubisoft games are nowadays.
Which is kind of the problem. But I'm hoping because Ubisoft has the ability to innovate, that they really I know they did Eagle Flight or whatever, which I don't really care for that, but I really hope they take VR and find a way to make Assassin's Creed work in VR, or like, Far Cry VR or something like. I would love to play those games in a VR setting.
Well, we were talking about like via text last week about Todd Howard was talking about how Fallout 4 in VR is apparently phenomenal.
Yeah, and he was
That
talking
needs
about
to come
how
out.
it is Fallout in VR, which is great, and he says it acts the way you want it to act, which to me means when you hold your arm up to look at the Pip Boy,
right there.
it actually looks like you're looking at the Pip Boy. And he said using VATS in VR is flawless, which is really cool. I thought he did mention that the click turning is active right now, and like the warp stepping to like warp you to where you need to move is what's currently the movement mechanic, which kind of sucks because I would rather like just be able to free walk. But the thing is they're trying to figure out how to properly implement that based on the controllers that are in use and everything. Like, do they want to just use a joystick or what? Like,
yeah, I mean, it worked out okay with me in Resident Evil, but I know that some people really need it. I think you just need to have the variety to switch between things if you can. But so, I hope that more people come to VR and start thinking about what they can do with it. I know that a lot of people are trigger shy because the amount of units out there are kind of low. I think between all three of them, not including Gear VR, you're looking at under 2 or 3 million units, which is not a lot. That's not a console base that people want to sell stuff to. But I'm disappointed that Star Trek Bridge Crew got delayed.
Not that much though.
I think it was a while because it was going to be March, and I think it's like June now or something like that. I don't know.
Well, then maybe it'll actually be polished.
I mean, I remember hearing at E3 that people were very happy when they were playing it. Maybe they're adding more to it
because of how successful VR is. Maybe
I don't
want to make it into a full-fleshed game as opposed to an experience.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Pat says, is Nintendo only going to make 4 Switches like they do everything? Yes, only 4.
Yeah, well, we have all 4 of them.
I was going to say, do you guys want to go Switch hunting Thursday night? Because I want to go buy a couple more and just eBay them.
I don't think it's going to be worth it.
I don't want to do that.
I think much like the Wii U, you will be able to walk in and buy one on day one if you want. Yeah, I don't think that's going to... I could be wrong, but all indications sound like they cut off pre-orders at a point where they would be able to pack stores with them on day one.
Interesting.
Well, I feel like an idiot.
And Zach says Andromeda is greater than everything, and I mean, for crying out loud, they even have 2 Game of Thrones people doing voices.
Yeah.
Well, Destiny had 1.
Mass Effect is gonna.
They cut him out of the game.
Yeah. Oh God.
The woke in the hive.
Mass Effect is not out later. I would be okay if they're like, we're pushing Mass Effect another 2 months because I have 3 games right now that I really want to beat.
I'll probably drop everything to play that game now. I even took a day off of work to play it.
Yeah.
Much luxuries such as these.
I have Friday off to play with the Switch.
Oh, I have that.
However, that's the thing is that
Brian took it off, so I can't. Because he's working at the shop.
The thing, so I have 2 pre-ordered. I have one for me and one for John.
Yeah.
One of them's got the neon colored Joy-Cons, and then the other is the gray Joy-Cons. And I kind of want the neon ones, but that's the one that's going to be shipped by Best Buy. It's not the one that I get to go pick up from Best Buy.
Mm.
So I'm kind of like...
Are you having it shipped to the shop?
No.
Why don't you just have stuff shipped to the shop?
Because it's going to ship to my house, and I'm going to be home.
Yeah, I guess if you're going home, it doesn't matter. Never mind.
The thing is,
I have money for you. Remind me before I leave.
Good.
Today.
But I guess I need to figure out when they're going to be by, because if I go leave to pick up the other one and then they're like, sorry, you can't pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh God, that'd be terrible. Then I would just be like, I'm going to open the gray one because I want to play Zelda. I want to open it up and play it. But and the other thing, well, when I bought Fallout,
it doesn't matter to me which one I get.
I know, yeah. I know you don't care, and part of me is just kind of like, well, I'm going to open the gray one, and then when the neon one gets here, you just have to take out the Joy-Cons, and we'll switch them.
I ordered the gray one because I think the neon one looks stupid.
I think it looks cool. I like the colors.
I don't mind it at all.
But I could see myself buying a set of the neon blue Joy-Cons, because they're selling them where you can get 2 of the same color.
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah,
I don't like the different colored sides.
I think it's cool. I think it's
I don't
fun.
see the point in having another set of them.
Well, if I had another set, then we could play 4-player Bomberman.
Oh yeah, okay. That works.
So I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to try and pick up a Pro controller or not.
Pat says free Switch on Stoop by my house.
But
In real life stealth game.
Oh boy.
Pat's going to be hiding around the corner of the house when
Yeah.
UPS stops by.
With a baby Bjorn on.
Yeah, that crying baby's gonna give away your position.
Yeah. That's hard mode Metal Gear. What if they built that in where you could
You have to carry a crying
Yeah,
baby.
you gotta
New
That's
game
great.
plus
That's
baby
great.
mode.
You have to smother the baby every time you want to kill someone.
You can go leave the baby,
Yeah.
and then like
set 'em down.
dingoes come and eat it.
Yeah, you've got to fend off dingoes and go stab someone in the head.
That's a good idea. That's
It's a true survival game.
You can only leave it for so long before the dingoes are there.
It's Metal Gear Solid food
There you go.
when you switch the baby over to solids.
I did have some Switch news to talk about.
Switch
There's
news?
impressions.
Are you switching it up?
I'm switching it up.
Switching it up.
Oh, before that, Sony is ending PlayStation Now support on everything except the PS4 and the PS or the PC.
So Vita's out too?
Vitas can't do it, PS3s can't do it, and then Sony Bravia TVs were able to do it.
Wait,
for
what
a
about
while.
the PS TV you said?
PS TV can't do it?
What
so
the hell's the point in even having it?
having what?
That's like one of the best things you can
Oh,
do.
that was the one.
I've never played it on anything, so
That's the
Actually, I don't think I
subscription
have it.
service for PS3 games, right?
yes. So
I
that
confuse that with
View,
yeah.
yeah, the TV service,
Yes.
yeah. Their reasoning behind it is that they think because essentially what they have to do, you've got your PS3 version of it, your PS4 version of it, your PlayStation Vita and PlayStation TV version of it, and then the Sony Bravia version of it, and the PC version of it. And those all take different resources to meddle with because you're working with different processors and all that stuff. So they are saying if they narrow it down to PS4 and PC, they can focus on making a better service.
Right.
So that sounds okay to me. I would like more. I'd like the price to come down. I'd like more functionality. If they added in PS2 and PS1 games, I'm there immediately. I will sign up and just have that going.
For sure.
But it's a little sad because the idea of playing PS3 games remotely on Vita is a cool idea. So pour one out. But the Switch and Zelda impressions are out. One of the things that I heard that I'm very happy about is that apparently, I don't know if you guys have seen with some of the trade show images and the demos that they've done, but the performance of Breath of the Wild has always looked a bit choppy.
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
Apparently, it runs buttery smooth now.
That's what's up.
So I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that is running smooth because I was going to be very disappointed if this new hardware comes out and it can't handle it.
I didn't want to read too much about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've definitely
Well, the way that
heard that
Nintendo's
it's living up to the hype.
yes, the way that Nintendo has been embargoing it, you can't really talk about anything that you would care about knowing yet. All I've heard is that it's like the hardest Zelda ever. It's kind of Dark Soulsy, and that it's Zelda. So that sounds
But
cool to
you
me.
can, yeah. I heard something about a glider that I wasn't aware of too.
It's been in like all the trailers.
Well, I haven't really watched that many trailers for it.
Yeah, well, been in all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Switch impressions. So, Virtual Console will not be available on day one of the Nintendo Switch.
Doesn't bother me that much. I can see where some people would be kind of bummed about that if like that was something they were really looking forward to. Like
I'm a little bummed about it, mostly just because I want to know what it's going to be.
when I have a new system, I don't want to play old games. You know what I mean? Like that's like
See, but the thing is that like there's rumors of it's going to have GameCube in the Virtual Console, and
Yeah.
if I never played Super Mario Sunshine, and I know that some people shit on it, but also some people like it quite a bit, and I would be down to pick it up just to be able to play that kind of thing on the go, you know?
yeah.
But I mostly just want more information on how it's going to work and what it's going to be. If it's going to be any different, which it probably won't. They're probably going to release like one game a week for it, which is really dumb. And I wish they could just do the Netflix thing and be like, hey, give us the other $30 a month on top of your internet stuff that you're gonna pay for in the future, and then here you have access carte blanche to these, and then you have to buy GameCube
Right.
ones or something like that. Please send
Yeah.
me Nintendo.
Zach says completely off topic, Alex, but you better give a shout out to Hudson before this is over.
Yeah, I was thinking about telling John he needs to stick the game over, man. Bill Paxton passed away.
Yeah, I read that today.
Which
Complications
is,
from surgery, I think.
yeah, he was 61 years old, and God, that sucks.
Too soon.
Game
Like,
over, man. Game
it's-
over.
Yeah, it's another. Sorry about the dog, but
Yeah, if anybody hears the dog bark.
yes, it's just it tells me that 2017 is not going to be any better than 2016
No, we've
for celebrity
already,
deaths.
not
It's-
even just celebrity deaths, just
Well, in
deaths
general.
in general. We've had some pretty bad ones.
Yeah, so pour one out for Private Hudson.
Yeah.
And yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Other Switch stuff. Some people are reporting issues with the left Joy-Con desyncing, especially if you like completely cover it up with your hands, which is weird. And that means that when you stick it in the grip, it's somehow not working well. But Nintendo, there's rumors out there that they're going to fix it day one. There's also like Nintendo's official statements that we are aware of it and looking into it, but not a great sign for
Brand new
hardware.
hardware.
Yeah. But that's cool.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've had a console blow up. The 360, man, I went through 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm surprised my PlayStation hasn't died. It is a launch. It is a launch one.
Yeah. No, I mean there was a point in time. There are some companies that put out equipment that doesn't die every couple of years. I had one PS3 die on me, and then I bought a new one, and that was it.
Yeah.
While I hear stories about people going through 3, 4, 5, 6 360s,
That's just insane.
Yeah, the last one I got, I mean, I've had it for a long time.
Well, do you have is it an S?
No.
It's not a Slim or anything?
No,
it's one
but
of
it
the
was
normal-
like the last one. They changed something with it that made it better.
Yeah, they
more
it
stable.
was like a Jasper or something
Yeah,
like that,
it was
whatever the
that, yeah.
code names are. Yeah, I
But
don't
it's
know.
still that ugly white one.
I'm excited to get the Switch. I want to play it and just experience how
Yeah.
it works.
I think it'll just be fun to be able to take next generation games on the go.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I'm gonna be going to Kalamazoo or no, Grand Rapids in a couple weeks, so I should be able to
Take it
talk
with
about
you.
the portability
Yeah.
of it. Apparently, Zelda is for sure 2.5 hours, which is if the first big game you're putting out on your system takes up that much battery life, then that means that's the upper limit of your, your
Right.
power. And that,
Oh, shit, I'm gonna see.
it's not going to get more powerful. It can't. You can play Skyrim for an hour,
Right.
30 minutes. So maybe they're going to have mod support. You can download a mod that extends the battery life of the Switch.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, in just thinking about Android phones, they do firmware updates on the Android phones that somehow make the battery more efficient. I don't know how that's possible through programming necessarily, unless there's some back-end compression that's going on that saves energy. But
Well, and I think it gets to a point where you start to understand the use cases. Maybe they'll be able to look at statistics and see what people are doing and wonder, okay, if I don't need to hold this in memory, then I can, reduce the power load on the system at the time. Maybe I remember they got hit really hard when the Wii U came out for how slow everything was.
yeah,
So maybe right now they've got it so that the OS is going to be really snappy.
that's the
have it
one thing
ready
that I've read about is that the OS is incredibly fast and quick and swipes and presses and everything are instantaneous reaction, which is cool.
So maybe by the time they get to a point where there's an OS update, they'll be able to prioritize things in a way that makes it so that the important stuff pops up immediately, and then the stuff that people can wait for can be deprioritized.
Yeah.
I don't know. But are we still excited about the Switch?
I'm excited. I'm pretty pumped.
I'm done.
I'm very excited about Zelda, honestly.
Yeah. I've watched videos of people. There's been videos of people playing 1-2 Switch out. I think 18 of the 28 games have been kind of toured around to different outlets. The Giant Bomb guys played a bunch of them. The people on the Verge play it, and Gizmodo as well, or Engadget. Um, and some of the games look fun, but it feels like that thing where it's like you're gonna pull it out for the people that haven't played Switch before and show it to them, and
Right,
then
what
you're
it can
done.
do.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the point.
But they have like a board game type mode where it just lays out all the games on a board, and then you can make teams,
Ah, that's
and
cool.
like you like
Cycle through
yeah,
teams.
you like roll a die essentially, and how many spaces you go forward. That the game that you land on is what you play, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I did. Those are the 3 games that I pre-ordered: Bomberman, 1-2 Switch, and Zelda. And I might pick up Shovel Knight. I haven't decided if I'm going to, since I do own it on Sony platforms already.
I might pick that up.
It's a great game.
That's what I hear.
It's on sale right now on PlayStation.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it's good.
Yeah.
That Shovel Knight, and then Fast RMX, which is a Wipeout type racing game, like a futuristic racing game that might be cool to check out. And then I think Snipper Clips are like the 3 downloadable things that are like non-retail downloadable only games that are available at launch.
Right.
Snipper Clips is supposed to be really cool.
Snipper Clips?
Yeah, it's $20, and you play it like it's this game. It's a 2-player game where you play as like a piece of construction paper and like scissors, and you can cut the other person's paper to help them fit through certain objects and stuff like
Weird.
that. It's apparently very cool, so I'm excited to check it out. But
Is that available at launch?
yes,
Oh, okay.
so yeah. But I don't know. I think that's about it. We're kind of just in a holding pattern, playing Nioh while we wait for Horizon. And
Totally fine with that. Nioh is entertaining enough as it is.
Yeah.
I'm just bummed that these games are coming out, because I'm like, I'm probably gonna put down Nioh, and I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it. Like, I want to go back to it, but I wanted to go back to Bloodborne.
Well, that's like I know, like, just knowing how I play games, I'll probably play the Switch a lot for the first week and then kind of shift back
Yeah.
to other stuff.
Um,
And then the Switch will just be like what I play when I'm like lounging around downstairs. Because I was gonna hook that up to the TV downstairs at the house, and then like my game room. Because I'm out of like HDMI ports anyways. So.
Yeah, I'm planning on disconnecting. I'll probably put the Wii U in the basement or something, and do it that way. Or I could maybe set it up under. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
totally
excited.
forgot I did play a little bit of Infamous Second Son, like a very little bit.
Yeah, because it
It's
was
a
$8.
very nice looking game.
It was
for being
$8.
So old as far as PS4 games go.
Yeah, and that was one of the first games that came out that people were like, "This is what next gen, like this is what this generation is gonna look like."
It looks pretty damn good in 4K
Yeah.
with the HDR and shit.
Did you boost up the brightness?
I have to fix that still. Actually, the Ghost Recon game uses HDR as well, but I didn't notice that much of a difference, to be honest.
How's now that you've played Nioh on both, how do you feel about Nioh on the normal one as opposed to on the Pro?
I feel like it feels a little snappier, I think, on the Pro, but that could just be my imagination. But graphically, I don't know. I guess it's a little sharper.
Okay.
But the interesting thing about Nioh I've noticed is I feel like every level looks a little bit better than the last one.
They all get a
Even the
little bit more
textures.
interesting than
It
the
could
one
just
before
be
that.
that you're so used to that first level from the betas, the
Yeah.
alpha and the beta, that like now as you progress, like they because it's newer.
I still prefer the way Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne look, but
Yeah, I think I prefer Nioh, but have you played any of the levels that are in the daylight yet?
yeah.
It's pretty gorgeous. I guess I like the way that Dark Souls, there's no overworld. It's like everything's connected, and it's very seamless, and there's zero load time.
Yeah.
Other than like your initial loading. I kind of wish Nioh had that, but the overworld isn't I mean, it makes it easier to organize like missions and submissions and things like that. So I
Yeah,
totally understand.
it is cool that it has that mission structure to me.
Yeah.
Because then, I mean,
Then you feel like you
gives
actually
you a little more sense of progression.
directive.
And gives you options if you get stuck.
Right.
Like doing one mission, you can go do a sub mission or something.
Have you done the side mission where you fight the duel
I tried to
against Tachibana Muneshige?
I tried to and then decided I'm never gonna try it again.
He's fucking hard.
Wow.
I ended up beating him, but the shitty thing is that I couldn't save the video because something messed up.
Oh.
And I couldn't save it, but
how do you even beat him? It's like impossible.
You need to dance around the rock that's on the left side of the screen.
That seems totally just dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing is that you can be... I found that with him, you can be more aggressive. You gotta be using pretty versatile weapons. Like, I was mostly fighting him with the sword, I think.
Okay.
And you need to be able to... You need to keep close proximity to him so that, like, he'll go and do his II where he pulls the sword out of the sheath and does the quick hit, like he runs up to you and does that.
Yeah.
You dash away from that, and then you've got to stay close enough to him that he gets into a combo so that then you can go and hit him with a combo and stun him, like stagger him. That's essentially the way that you have to fight him. And it's easier to do around the rock because those power hits that he tries to do will if you run around the corner, he'll hit the rock and he's not going to damage you.
Huh.
So he's very difficult.
Yeah, I tried it one time, well, more than once, because you can't actually leave the mission until you beat it, unless you use the item that gets you out. And luckily I went into it with very little Amrita.
I found another item where it lets you leave missions and keep all your Amrita.
Yeah, it's like it's similarly named. It's like a branch instead of a something, or something instead of a branch. I can't remember.
Yeah, there's a branch and then there's the fragment.
But that's the one that's actually like
consumable,
whereas the other one you can just keep.
Yeah. If I'm like at 1,000, then I.
And are you familiar with the medicine case?
Yeah.
Items like, it says like unlimited elixirs, where they.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I don't understand how that works, because there's unlimited ammo and unlimited elixir.
Unlimited ninjutsu. Yeah. I don't understand any of that.
I don't know how that works on that.
Like unlimited how?
Like, do you need to have, because each of them contributes a certain, like each piece of gear will contribute a certain percentage.
Right.
Do you need to get to 100 in order to make it so that, I don't know. So we'll have to do some studying there, unless Zach is aware of it, but.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm sitting here like, with the medicine case on my belt, thinking like, oh, I can just use up all my elixirs because it's not going to do anything. And then I'm all out of elixirs.
I haven't run out entirely. Is that possible?
No. Well, I have.
It always gives you back
I did notice
5 or something, right?
I did notice that
those are all from the storehouse.
Until you get to the second world, you can only house in the storehouse stones and elixirs, and then when you get to the second world, I started being able to store other items like arrows and stuff.
I think that was the title update that happened the other day.
Oh, okay.
Is that now you can store ammunition and you can store Hirokudama.
Yeah, I just kept buying ammo every time I would go into like right before I would do a mission.
I think that happened with the 1.05 update because I noticed that too.
The guns and the bow are super cool.
Have you guys done much with the hand cannon?
Yeah. It does a lot of damage.
It does a shitload of damage.
But
I don't have a ton of ammo for
it. The
it.
downside of the hand cannon is you have to actually kneel down and use it. You're not mobile.
So that's, I mean, it feels like when you call something a hand cannon, to me, I feel like you need to be in close proximity.
But you don't have to.
Well, but like it feels like to me something that I would want to use in close proximity.
Because you're thinking of it as like a revolver from Destiny, kind of
like that,
as opposed to like it's literally like
it's like a
handheld cannon.
Yeah.
That you can shoot long distances and do a shitload of damage with.
So maybe I need to use it in a much more ranged fashion.
I found I don't think one, so I used that a lot.
I don't think I've fired it once yet. But yeah. What else can we talk about in Nioh?
I don't know, man. It's just there's so many things.
How
It's
did
just
you
so
guys breeze through the lightning dog guy or no?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Really?
Well, I didn't.
I wouldn't say it was breeze. It took me about 9 minutes to do based on my YouTube video.
9 minutes
Yeah,
for the one fight?
yeah.
Oh wow.
But a lot of that was me. A lot of that was just me kiting around him, like not really going in. I did a lot of distance hits, and then I don't remember exactly what my strategy was, but he does like the tuck and roll thing to you, and then you can kind of
Yeah.
run up to him and hit him. But you got to keep your distance because he still can electrocute you even from you hitting him.
Yeah.
So
Does electrocution just make you move slow?
it moves you slower and it does damage over time,
Okay.
just like fire does. And I don't know if you
If,
noticed,
if
but when
I
you-
got hit by his lightning thing, it took like half my health away. It was a big problem fighting him.
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how to prevent that. But
Maybe
also,
maybe you were wearing something that.
Well, I wasn't. I had no.
I put on a whole set of armor that had like lightning bugs.
Exactly. I couldn't
didn't.
use it because it required strength higher than my character has. Because I
Yeah.
found all that stuff. So I think that's why it would have been easier.
I didn't knowingly equip any of that stuff. I maybe had one of the side items like the Nioh charm or whatever the elemental charms that you can equip that
Yeah.
have something like that. But I wouldn't necessarily say that I breezed through him, but he was the first boss that I beat without multiple attempts. I beat him.
I tried it 2 or 3 times, I think. But that's because the first time I really just kind of ran in, was like, this doesn't seem that difficult.
Yeah.
But it ended up being more difficult than I thought it was.
Yeah. One time I thought I had him beat, but he apparently had enough health left to hit me one more time.
I don't know
So I
if you guys-
had to redo it. I was so mad.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when you get lit on fire, if you tuck and roll, it goes away.
It goes away faster. Yeah.
Which is
Oh,
really
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was a great element.
Yeah. Or if you're in water, you can
Yeah, you put it out in the water,
roll it off.
which is cool.
Yeah, well,
there's so
I
many.
did beat him, so.
Yeah.
But
you
Yeah,
eventually
it
beat
took me a little while. Not as long as the bird lady. But I feel better about that fight because I have read that she is actually one of the harder bosses in the game.
Yeah. I've beaten 2 Twilight missions now, which were just the Twilight remixes of the second and the first levels.
Yeah.
And I didn't beat her quite as quickly as I did in my video, but I did beat her. Like I felt it was only one try on the Twilight mission, so I
that's
basically
so
almost
in
died.
In the Twilight missions, do you get buffed too?
No.
No, it's just the
Do
enemies
you,
are
No,
buffed.
are they like
There's more
hardcore
demons.
mode kind of? Like, if you die, do you have to start the whole mission?
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
still. I mean, if it's
They'll
one of the
still like
missions
them.
that has shrines, it's going to have the shrines
Okay.
in it. But the thing that I noticed is that sometimes the Twilight missions are missions that you have done before,
Yeah.
and then there are other times where they're not.
Oh, I thought
I haven't
they
done the
always were.
ones. I haven't done the ones where they're not, because there's ones where they're not, where it's just like this is level 75 and it's got the 5 bloodstain rating on it. I haven't done one of those yet. There's been like the 2 that I've done have been Twilight missions that pop up where it's like these are level 30,
Right.
so they've been easier ones, but you still get like the Twilight mission loot out of it,
Yeah.
which is usually a bunch of like really rare stuff.
No, that's cool. The game's so good. Even the music's good. The music in that one fight.
Yeah, against Tachibana Munishige.
That music.
Oh, yeah,
so
that
Started
guy.
at 4th level.
So good.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I noticed it too. It's funny that you thought about it there too, because during that fight, there have been a couple instances. What I've noticed is that when you're in the area, like right before the boss, I think the same theme starts playing in all of the levels.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that.
Is that the boss of the 3rd mission? Or no?
This is the boss that you fight after the dog.
So
Lightning
yeah,
dog.
I think right about to get to him, but I'm not
Okay.
really sure.
Yeah, his fight music is so good.
Yeah, and it's like all of the music in the game is very like it feels very. I'm not very well versed in like Japanese folk music, but it feels very original. But it feels like it fits in Japanese folklore very well.
That's cool.
So that's another thumbs up to Nioh.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, play it. It's great.
Game Nerd stamp of approval.
Yes.
Cool.
Game of the year
Yeah.
2017, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I feel like that's one we would all agree on.
Yeah.
But we'll
Right
see.
now.
We'll see what
Yes.
Horizon brings and Mass Effect and everything.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Horizon in fancy 4K.
Yeah, that should
That
be
should
nice.
look really nice. Yeah.
Right on.
Cool.
Anything else?
I think that's it for now. Are you playing any Fire Emblem still?
I jump in every once in a while to get orbs,
Yeah.
just so I can have them. I do a few battles like here and there, usually when I'm pooping. Because it loads fast as hell. It's like the fastest loading mobile game on my phone. Like,
Yeah, no, I've been playing here and there as well, just to kind of, I log in every day to get the orbs and see who I can pull when I get to 20 orbs, but it's fun.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I like that they're starting to release like paralogs.
I didn't notice that.
So it's like a set of 3 missions that when you click on like the story missions, you can go to paralogs, and it's usually focused around one game.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping they do more story-wise with that, just to kind of like flesh things out a little more. But
Right. No, it's still fun. I mean, I kind of feel like I'm just doing the same stuff over and over now, like, grinding.
Yeah, I want to get to the point where I can like promote my guys to 5 stars, but I feel like you need so much of like the hero feathers and everything that.
Did you get the 10,000 hero feathers from the game?
Yeah, I got that, but then like in the arena, even if you do like top level, you only get like 2,000 or 3,000, and to level up some of those guys from 4 stars to 5, you need like 20 grand or something.
Oh,
like
really?
That. Yeah, I don't.
That much.
It's a really high cost to get them to like final.
I only played it that one time.
I assumed so. That's what I got out of your discussion of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's about it.
Right on. Yeah, I'm starting to fall asleep now, and the Red Bull already wore off.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
That's
Yeah.
kind of bullshit.
I guess that means we're done.
Yeah, anyways, thanks everybody for listening. While you're listening along or watching along, head over to MidwestPodcastNetwork.com/support. Check out the support store. Check out the affiliate link for Amazon. And don't forget to rate and review us on your favorite podcatcher. We really appreciate all of our listeners and viewers. It's pretty rad that we get to do this and people actually enjoy it. As always, if you like what you hear, or even if you don't, please do send us feedback via email at MidwestGameNerds@gmail.com or via Twitter at MGNPodcast. And don't forget to add us on Instagram at MidwestGameNerds. Alex, anything else going on with the network other than Horror Movie Yearbook? I know they put out a new episode.
Yeah, Horror Movie Yearbook just put out, I want to say that it was 2003 or 4.
That was 2002.
Whenever The Ring came out.
Wasn't 2001?
2002.
Yeah, 2002, which was great. Go check that out. Still need to coordinate with them to do that commentary for.
I'm excited for that. It'll be really funny.
Yeah.
For what?
Friday the 13th, part something.
Yeah.
Jason Takes Manhattan. I think it's part 8. Maybe it's part 7. I don't know.
They're gonna watch it and comment on it, like
Yes.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yes.
Kinda.
Yes. So we're gonna record the commentary. We're gonna tell you where to hit pause and then hit play so that you can listen to us talking about it as the movie plays.
Pretty rad. It's a cool idea. Are there other podcasts that do that?
I mean, Kevin Smith was pretty good about. He would do the commentaries to his movies before they left theaters, so you could go in with headphones and listen to the commentary, which is a great idea. That was kind of the first time that I heard of something.
But nobody's doing it for movies that are already out.
I don't know. They might be. I mean, the riff tracks guys, you can go and buy their riff tracks, which is just an audio file that you can listen over the movie.
Yeah.
So that's kind of their thing too. So, yeah, I always wanted to do it for Film Nerds, but I'm happy that those guys are gonna spearhead it, which is cool.
Right on.
I was trying to figure out a way if we could make it good enough that we could sell them on iTunes. Was kind of one of the ideas.
It should be a Patreon thing.
Yeah, as we kind of talk about those kinds of things, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, cool.
And then I'm hoping by the end of this week, but it should be coming out soon. I'm gonna do that collected thoughts thing with X-Men Days of Future Past, where I'm collecting all the times that we talked about it in the 4-year run of Midwest Film Nerds. Or not, I guess it wouldn't be the 4 years, but in like the couple of years before the movie actually came out, every time we talked about it in the news, so that you can kind of track our thoughts across the thing and see if anybody's a hypocrite and they loved it when they thought they were going to hate it and that kind of stuff. It should be fun. So look forward for that soon, because Logan is coming out at the end of this week.
That's exciting.
And it is getting insanely good reviews.
That's right.
So,
Cool.
other than that, yeah, go see Get Out. Jordan
I've
Peele's.
heard that's really good.
It's
So David Steele mentioned on the Facebook page that he couldn't watch the stream because he's going to go see Get Out.
That's okay. Yeah, no, that's a good choice because it's got 134 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and it has 100%.
That's awesome.
And it deserves it
Yeah,
because
Chris
it's
Hardwick
fantastic.
had Jordan Peele on the Nerdist, and it was a really good interview. He's a really interesting.
That one hasn't
Yeah.
popped up on my feed. Cool.
It just came out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like it came out on Thursday.
I'll listen to that tomorrow on the way to work.
Check it out while it's in theaters. I think it had a $4.5 million budget and it opened to $30.5 million.
That's pretty nuts.
And yeah, he wasn't expecting it, and I think they're all very happy about it.
Good.
So
I hope he keeps making movies. He seems to really be into that, and it's. I mean, this is a different horror movie.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I think that's really cool.
It's really funny, and it gets to kind of the core of horror movie yearbook.
Did you
of
you
the
already
idea.
saw it?
Yeah, I went and saw it today.
Oh, awesome.
It gets to the core of what I really love about horror movie yearbook, where they like this movie is very much influenced by a cultural experience. Like it's looking at racism through the lens of horror,
Yeah.
which is it works beautifully.
Right on.
So,
Man.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, thanks again, everybody, for listening along and watching. If you are watching us on Twitch or YouTube and maybe Facebook, or do we not get to Facebook?
No, not yet.
Nah, we'll figure it out. But anyways, thanks again. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Peace signs to the cameras. Peace. Deuces. Deuces, everybody.